We like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell button. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all. Let's also, you guys like to, donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. The ticker right there, you can see the Cash App is $ BJ Matthews. Again, $ BJ Matthews. We are close to 2,000 subscribers, so we always appreciate the love and support that y'all give us on a constant basis. The regulars, the new subscribers, everybody that comes through, we always greatly appreciate it. But before we get started, make sure y'all hit that like button, get the notifications out, and yeah, man, let's get it going. All right, y'all. So we had a great show last night, as we do almost every night. Have great shows. Of course, nothing's perfect, but we always make sure to bring out the best quality possible. Be prepared as much as possible for each show that we do. And last night we had a great show. Talked about Luka Doncic actually in a legal battle with his mother over his trademark name. Basically, she was trying to continue to have the rights to his name, which earns him money and earns everybody around him money. So Luka Doncic, said to himself he thinks he's ready to take his own personal business affairs since he's 23 years old, and they're going through a little legal battle right now. So hopefully that all works out for the best and they can rekindle their relationship. But nonetheless, let's get into today's topic. Okay, today's topic is circling around these two, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, former teammates of the Golden State Warriors, powerhouse team, won 2 out of 3 championships from 2017 to 2019. Played three seasons together. At the time, they were looked at as the best duo in the NBA, super team, a team that was just unbeatable. Um, all that, what I'm saying? One of the greatest teams of all time, the 17-18 Warriors. So that tandem got broken up in 2019 after the departure of Kevin Durant going to Brooklyn in a sign deal, signed with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, this this tandem, goes, all the way back to 2016 when Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, I believe Draymond Green all recruited Kevin Durant to come to the Warriors. Right after they recruited him to come to the Warriors, they basically was saying like, they need him to, contend for a championship. Remember, the Warriors just lost the year before to the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James in 2016. So their best idea was to go get a guy who could offset LeBron James. Now, in my opinion, if the Warriors don't grab Kevin Durant uh, and they face the Cavs again in that 17-18 year, I don't think the Warriors would beat them. I think the Cavs, after that, coming back in that 3-1 lead over the Warriors, had a psychological advantage over the Warriors. People, said that, Draymond, him getting suspended for game 4, I'm sorry, game 5, and also Steph Curry being hurt, Andrew Bogut and others, Andre Iguodala all being hurt, played a role in why the Warriors lost. Now, it's a good chance it did, because it was a lot of things that the Warriors had to, shoot themselves in the foot than for the Cavs to actually have a chance. You got to think this is a 3-1 comeback. So a lot of things had to go wrong for the Warriors to, lose the way they did. But I'm talking about the next following years in 17-18. I don't believe that the Warriors would have beat the Cavs in those next two seasons, especially if the Cavs came back constructed the same, because they would have nobody for LeBron. So what Kevin Durant brung was a person who can offset LeBron, who can match LeBron. Because as great as Steph Curry is, man, he doesn't have the physical gifts of a Kevin Durant to just take over, right? But let's get into it. The Warriors just won a championship this past year, beating the Boston Celtics in 6 games. And after the aftermath of that, Kevin Durant asked for a trade out of Brooklyn because you guys got to remember Brooklyn just got swept this year by the same team that Steph Curry pretty much extinguished and put out. So you have a situation where you have a guy, Kevin Durant, who left a good situation in Golden State and thought that he was ready to, run his own team. And I feel like he is. I think, he has had a couple of tough breaks. The first year they got to the conference semifinals against the Bucks, and he lost James Harden, Kyrie Irving, took that team to 7 games, and it was a foot away from advancing to the next round. So he was playing the best basketball out of anybody in the playoffs outside of Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion. This was in 2021, and then last year they had a lot of stuff going on with Kyrie Irving and the coaching staff. Steve Nash wasn't making the best adjustments, and they just got destroyed, man. They got swept by the Boston Celtics. Kevin Durant looked something I never seen him look like before. So you have that, and then you add on the Warriors, the same team that you left, and the guy that you left, Steph Curry, for Kyrie Irving, completely made the team that you looked bad against look. They made them look silly. So you could only imagine a lot of stuff that was going in Kevin Durant's head at that time, to the point where he just said, "You know what? I want out of here. I want out of here. I don't want to be here no more. I want to go ahead and leave." Our coach is not that great, even though I co-signed for him. Kyrie Irving is, it seems to be in his own world. Sean Marks, he's not, getting the pieces around me to help me win. I'm going to get up out of here. So he started entertaining teams like the Phoenix Suns, the Miami Heat. There were some other teams that were in the mix as well. I think Boston was in the mix. I think Kevin Durant was arguably going to get there for Jaylen Brown. I think Philadelphia, Joel Embiid was recruiting him, telling the front office to recruit him. So everybody wanted Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant at the time is arguably the best player in the league, in some people's minds, before what happened in the playoffs. So this headline right here says Kevin Durant tells Nets owner to trade him or fire Steve Nash and John Mark sources. Right. When I first seen this, I was kind of like, wow, this came out of nowhere. But I think it was an emotional response because of what the Warriors just did previous in getting a championship. Because for you to go and just say you want Steve Nash and Sean Marks fired, where was this energy before the playoffs started? Where was this energy earlier this year? Because all I kept hearing Kevin Durant say that Steve Nash was doing a great job, and he said that he, was given a bad hand, and it wasn't his fault. The Nets lost the way, even though I disagreed because the type of adjustments that Steve Nash had on that that roster was not good. He didn't put Kevin Durant in good situations. He allowed him to get double teamed a lot of times with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So just bad coaching by Steve Nash. But KD still defended him. And then Sean Marks, I think he was just aiming at Sean Marks because the team that he knew, Kevin Durant knew that he had, wasn't good enough to beat the Celtics. So he's like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and just, call for his job too. Right. So you have that going on with Brooklyn. But after that, the aftermath, he decided to come to his senses and said he's going to go ahead and resign back with the Brooklyn Nets. I believe he just did that last month in August because he asked for a trade in June 30th or July 31, the two. And everybody was trying to figure out where was Kevin Durant going to go. So he decided, come to his senses, and he said, I'm just going to resign with Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving was resigned with Brooklyn, and I think that put him at ease. Ben Simmons is coming back, so they got a few guys like T.J. Warren and Royce O'Neal to come to the team. So I think that probably put Kevin Durant at ease a little bit to say, okay, well, let's take it another try. Let's try to run it back again, right? But Steph Curry was in an interview with Rolling Stone, where he opened up about the possibility of, Kevin Durant being traded because the Warriors, according to, sources, were, entertaining the ideas. Well, I don't know how deep they were as far as entertaining the idea, but it was something that I guess was talked about on airwaves that the Warriors had them, had the Kevin Durant as a team, as a player that they were targeting. So this is the interview that Steph Curry, this is the transcript that Steph Curry had, um, when talking about Kevin Durant. It says via Rolling Stone, this is Steph Curry speaking. He said, and if you said, oh, KD's coming back and we're going to play with him, I had so much fun playing with him those 3 years, I'd be like, hell yeah. Then you have to think, what does that actually mean? What does it look like? You tell me I'm playing with current Warriors teammates, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, and Draymond Green. I'm like, hell yeah. There's all types of emotion and things that happen to the league. And if anybody's saying that you wouldn't entertain that conversation, no disrespect to anybody on our team, but you don't know how things work. But you also understand, like if we run this back, I've got complete confidence in my team that we can win it as constructed. Okay, so that's just a little snippet of what Steph Curry said when talking about Kevin Durant. Now, starting off, he was basically looking at like, okay, Kevin Durant could possibly come back to our team. Of course, I would be a fool not to entertain that. Right? I mean, basically, I played with him 3 years. We had success. I loved playing with him. Why would I not entertain that? But then he starts saying, okay, well, we just won a championship with our current guys, and we have a great core with young guys with Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, and Draymond Green. And they got James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga and, Moody and all those guys playing as well. I mean, it'd be a great opportunity for us to run it back. But then he goes back to Kevin Durant saying, you have to understand, like, talking about him, like, if you don't entertain that, you don't know how things work. So basically, Steph Curry is looking at, like, as great as our team is, as great as, the championship that we won, we understand that there's only one Kevin Durant. And that's no disrespect to nobody else on the team. Right? Salute, little bro, was good. It was good. But he's basically telling, like, look, we love our team, we love our squad, but at the same time, we have to understand, like, this is Kevin Durant we're talking about. This is one of the best players in the league. And when you talk about one of the best players in the league, you have to, do your due diligence. Right? You have to do your due diligence. You have to actually see and investigate what you got. You're not just going to leave $1,000 on the table and not see where it belongs to, where it came from, who you return it to. You're gonna actually, try to figure out, what to do with it. Now, obviously, the Warriors didn't, pursue. They didn't get Kevin Durant. He's still with the Brooklyn Nets. So now that you have Kevin Durant going back to Brooklyn, my question is, with Golden State not choosing to pursue Kevin Durant, did they get it right? Did Golden State do the right thing by not pursuing Kevin Durant, by not picking him up, by not committing to him? Right? Because it's easy to be like, yo, they won championships with Kevin Durant. And, he's the best player, one of the best players in the league. Like, yeah, they got it wrong. They should have, got Kevin Durant by all means, even if that means trade away, Andrew Wiggins or Jordan Poole or somebody of that caliber. Right? So it's kind of like with me, I'm big on building your team. I'm big on actually building a chemistry, a unit that you can actually, stick your core with. I'm not for this super team era. You guys notice the guys that I like are usually guys that, are build their own thing. Guys like Kawhi Leonard, who has never had a super team, has built his team with Toronto, got them a championship, and also is building something with the Clippers. You talk about a guy like Jimmy Butler, another player who's playing, who's doing his thing in Miami, building a team, which no one talks about. They don't really get coverage with. But if you guys look at the last 2 years with Jimmy Butler, he's got him to the finals and two conference finals, and he actually has had no super team with this Miami team. Taking undrafted rookies like Gabe Vincent, Dwayne Dedman, Max Strus, Caleb Martin, guys like who ain't even been drafted, you know, to the first round of the Eastern Conference. I mean, these guys just built different. Damian Lillard built different. Um, who else I can look at in the league? Not too many of them. Guys just want to get it and build their own thing. So I look at a guy like Steph Curry, who built his own thing, regardless of people want to talk about the super team. Before they even got that super team, they won a championship. And they just won another one this year. So Steph Curry has proved that he can build his own thing and be successful with it. And also welcome guys and not, be selfish and not be, jealous of somebody else getting some shine. He respectively let Kevin Durant come in and take over, get all the shine because he's Steph Curry's, what I'm saying, like he's secure with himself, very secure person. Right. But as far as Golden State, I think they got it right because, like you said, like they have a good enough team to get to the finals again. They're coming into next year as the favorites with the Clippers. Klay Thompson's going to come back stronger. James Wiseman going to come back. They have a chance to, possibly get another championship. So Steph Curry already has 4 championships. Let's just say he gets a 5th championship before he retires. That means he ties himself up with Jordan, Kobe, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Guys with Bill Russell. There's only a select few guys, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has more than 5 championships or more. Right? So let's see what you guys have to say about this. Could y'all see Kevin Durant coming back to the Warriors? As well as, do you think the Warriors got this right? I want to hear from y'all, and I also want to see those likes, man. There should be some likes in this video, man, so we can get the comments, get the notifications out. And want to see some likes. But yeah. Huh. Yeah, man. Hope everybody's having a good night. I came down here and let y'all cook. Boy, Bruce.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I know this is your team, or this is your players, so
That's my team. No. Warriors is not my team. One of my favorite players play on that team. If he's not on the team, see you later.
So what you think? You think the Warriors did the best thing by not going after Kevin Durant?
Yes, because Kevin Durant would cost too much financially, mentally, for the future, and especially when you have a headache like Draymond going on the team, you don't want another headache like Kevin Durant. You don't want to babysit 2 people. You know. and Kevin Durant is the kind of person where you have to massage his ego all the time to reassure him that he's valuable. And I
Hmm.
think that's what Curry was saying was trying to say in that interview.
What was that?
He didn't want KD to think that he wasn't grateful that he came on the team. He wasn't grateful that he helped him win those championships. But I don't think Curry truly wanted KD on the back on the team.
I mean,
Yeah,
it kind of, why would I want somebody that left me and then I want a championship out of spite from him?
yeah.
It would make no sense for us to bring him back when we already know what it is, and how would that benefit Kevin Durant coming back?
I mean, all the KD haters would use that again as it's bad that he keeps going back to Golden State to Steph Curry. He cannot win without Steph Curry. So they would use that. That would confirm more that he needs Steph Curry to win. And if Steph Curry wanted KD to be back on the team, he would have done so in public when they asked him many times. Why after confirming, why after the confirmation of KD is going back to Brooklyn, that this interview is coming out. So,
So the Warriors win a championship, right? This year, Katie immediately asks for a trade not more than 2 weeks later. So do you believe that the championship is the reason why he did that?
that's part of it. That's part of it. That there's a toxicity in the air in Brooklyn.
Mm. Why?
You have you have you have mental carry. You have bad coach Steve Nash, and you have a ego maniac KD.
That's a bad mix.
Yes,
Wasn't Steve Nash part of that championship team?
yes, he was an advisor for Golden State when KD was there. So technically, he has a ring. He has a couple rings, 2 rings or something.
So do you think that Katie thought that it would be a lot smoother than what it was with Steve Nash, or do you think that
I don't
because
think
he co-signed for Steve Nash?
I don't think KD has any problem with Steve Nash to coach the team. I think it's Kyrie who didn't want Steve Nash to coach the team.
I just don't see how he could not have a problem with Steve Nash when we saw what Steve Nash's game scheme was. Like she had none. He had no coaching strategy against that Boston. I don't see how Kevin Durant can have a problem with Steve Nash.
Uh, Steve Nash coach like he didn't want to offend those two guys. It's like do whatever you guys want. I think that's the way he was coaching. Do whatever you guys want.
Do you think he's going to do that again this year? That's my
KD
question.
KD lost any leverage. Kyrie wants a contract. They're gonna listen this year.
Katie and Kyrie. I know Kyrie's gonna. He's gonna, be on his best behavior because he ain't got no choice.
Yes.
So
KD has no choice too.
does he?
What is he gonna do? He's gonna he's not gonna play. He's gonna be fine. So
I mean, he can financially afford not to play. I just think I never saw him sitting out because he just doesn't. That's not who KD is. He loves basketball too much.
Oh, yeah, so I think he's gonna listen to Steve Nash. And that team is loaded. People don't talk about it, but that team is loaded, man.
Yeah, they got some pickups. They picked up Royce O'Neal and TJ Warren, and also they got this guy coming back. I think that's what kind of put KD at ease too, because no one really knew what's going on with Ben Simmons. But bro, Ben Simmons is an elite player, man. I don't think people understand people talk about his shooting. Dude, he does everything elite. He's an elite defender, elite passer, elite length, great athleticism, great size. I mean, he does everything else well. So you got him playing. I think they're talking about playing him at the post. Um, I would like him to play more point, but just having him out on the court is going to be very beneficial for them.
Yeah, Sixers fans say that Ben Simmons is not elite anymore because he's not on the Sixers. But when he was on the Sixers, he was elite.
Yeah, I know. Bubba just
Come on,
hating.
man. You cannot lie, man. Ben Simmons' only issue is shooting. If he has like a minimum of a jumper, even Kobe said it.
Yeah,
Kobe said it many times. He said Ben Simmons is special. He just need a jumper.
the man does everything else well, but shoot.
Let's not lie, man. Ben Simmons can defend. He's a playmaker. He can pass the ball. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Salute, salute, salute.
Hey, man.
Bro,
This guy was.
you said Ben Simmons is elite.
Yeah, that's what we said. That's what I said. I don't know what Bruce said.
He's
You said-
elite.
You said he does everything elite, right?
Everything.
So does free throws count as everything?
Uh,
This,
We're talking about so outside of shooting, he does everything elite.
but shooting is a part of the game.
It is, but I never said he didn't. He was a great shooter. I said he does everything else well.
But the most basic thing in a basketball game, he doesn't do elite.
That's fine. I still got kid. That's why I got this guy. I got that guy, and I got Kyrie Irving on my team, and I got a lot of shooters. Patty Mills and Steph Curry, they can shoot. I don't have to have Ben Simmons to shoot.
Bro, he still has to shoot because if the other team scores and he has to bring the ball up, they're going to hack a Ben, put him on the free throw line, and he's going to miss all his free throws. So what's the point?
Well, they can only foul him so many times, and like I said, there's too much shooting for Brooklyn for him to fall in that hole. They got too much other shooting. It's not like the Lakers where you only have a few shooters. This is an era that people are shooting, and they got like 4 or 5 elite shooters on that Brooklyn team.
But, bro, you leave him open and you double KD.
So who's gonna guard Kyrie?
Other players can guard him. But I'm saying KD because in the clutch, 9 times out of 10, he's going to have the ball. So you're literally playing 4-on-5 at that point because Ben Simmons is not a threat as a shooter.
Did this have a problem when he was with Philadelphia? Because I don't remember people talking about this when he was with Philly.
let me say something.
We were saying it. All right, go ahead, Bruce.
I remember Ben Simmons was guarding Kawhi, and then Joel Embiid just came in and got in the way of Ben Simmons. Then Kawhi was able to get off the shot. Was Ben Simmons terrible?
It was a switch. It was a switch that. But Bruce, I'm really shocked though. You get on Jason Tatum, but you don't give Ben Simmons that same energy.
What did I say? I
What
said Ben
energy?
Simmons. What are you talking about? I said Ben Simmons
Uh-huh.
can do everything. I agree with BJ. Ben Simmons can do everything. He was all defensive selection. I said he cannot shoot. I did not say he's a top five, top 10. People say Jason Tatum is top five, top 10. I don't agree.
Mhm.
Ben Simmons is not top 10. I said that he can do everything except shooting. What's the difference that I say? What's different about what I say about Ben Simmons than Tatum?
So Tatum's, you said his handles is not good, right? You cook him on his handles, but you don't cook Ben Simmons on his shooting. You don't cook Ben Simmons on his free throws.
I just said Ben Simmons cannot shoot.
Nah, but you didn't cook it. Like you said it in a nice way. You was
In a
microwaving
nice way.
Tatum.
Okay. Ben Simmons is trash in shooting. Ben Simmons is terrible garbage. Cannot be recycled in shooting.
That is
Okay.
so fake.
What?
But I mean, Ben Simmons would definitely help the Brooklyn Nets, but he hasn't played in 2 years, and if he comes back on the court, gets the ball, sprints and stops at the free throw line and look for somebody to pass it to, then I don't know what to say. Because
Ben Simmons was still leader, all NBA team,
mm-hmm.
defensive all first team, the NBA all defensive first team.
Right,
How isn't that great?
that's great.
People
Is
forget
Paul George great?
Jason Kidd could not shoot. Jason Kidd could not shoot.
Oh, he was terrible.
Well, is Paul George great? Because Paul George also got that same thing on his resume, and I don't hear people calling him great.
Nah, people call Paul George great. Just depends on who you ask. What's up, Jazzy Gilmore? Sport critic.
He said African dude, shut the fuck up.
He ain't getting the, he ain't, you know, he's out the chat. He jumped out. Um, nah, I look at the screen. Bruce is right. Look at the screen.
Yeah, I'm not taking none of this from him. But the one thing that's a detriment to him and to a team, that's what I really want him to improve on. That's all. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying.
What's Ben Simmons?
Draymond Green cannot shoot. Draymond Green cannot shoot. How is he? What's the difference about Ben Simmons and Draymond Green?
I don't think Draymond will shoot 33% from the free throw line.
I just don't remember this being talked about when he was on Philadelphia. All I kept hearing was how great he was of a defender, how elite his playmaking was, how he was going to be the next LeBron. I didn't hear nothing about his shooting being this big of a deal.
Yeah.
That's all I kept hearing was just he can be the next LeBron. That was the big thing I heard. But
Bro,
now
you a
all of a
Kobe
sudden,
fan, and Kobe even said that. You never heard that?
no, I
Tell
heard
him
him, but I
with them
was
shit.
looking. People looked at the glass half full though. They didn't start with, oh, he can't shoot. They started off with he can do everything else but shoot. Watch out. So I don't know. I think Bubba, I think you're a little bit upset that he left your team.
I'm not upset. I'm chilling.
Sixers fan.
Cause
Sixers fan hate Ben Simmons crazy. They hate Ben Simmons they will hate Ben Simmons forever, man.
I would too. Well, he left because you gotta think he left Joel Embiid high and dry,
I mean that's true.
and the Philadelphia fans I already know they ain't letting that go out their heart. That's why I don't think Bubba is being completely honest when he says he's chilling.
Oh, trust me, I'm chilling.
Okay. I mean, Joel Embiid as is one of the reasons why Ben Simmons left.
Yeah, that could be a reason.
Well, Philly is part of his resume, like it or not. We judge him from his last performance. Yeah, I mean, you can judge him from his last performances, Pagan 180, but you have to also look at the whole totality of his time in Philadelphia. At the end of the day, if we look at what's on the screen right now, he's a three-time All-Star. He's a steal leader. He's an All-NBA third team, All-NBA defensive first team twice, Rookie of the Year, and All-NBA rookie. That's a pretty damn good resume for 4 seasons of play.
Are
But
we
bro,
gonna are we gonna judge KD for his last performance? Is he a bad player now?
when KD came into the league, right, he
Yeah.
improved, right? Ben Simmons has not improved since his rookie year up until the last season that he played. He's still the same player.
What has KD really improved on?
Mm.
KD's been the same dude, same size. The tarantula since he's came in
Bro,
with the same
KD was much
game.
skinnier when he came into the league. I'm not saying he's bulky or husky or anything, but he was much skinnier than what he is right now.
Dude still gets pushed around, man. You
Man,
saw what happened.
KD came into the league. He was a nice guy. Now he became a villain. KD used to comb his hair. Now it's like a homeless. KD. What else? There's more. Okay.
You know, I don't know. I just think he's this. All I think Kevin Durant is a guy who came in season already, came in advanced already, was already a 25, 27 point game per score already. We already knew he was great, but he ain't really put on no size. I mean, I think he's 240, but he still gets pushed around. He still gets pushed around.
And you think Ben Simmons won't get pushed? You want Ben Simmons to play the four? Lord have mercy. Play him
I don't
against
know. I
y'all.
don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm just putting out. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. That's what they were talking about though.
So if you play him at the point, then he has to shoot.
No, he don't.
Bro, what point guard in the NBA doesn't shoot?
Rajon Rondo didn't shoot.
Bro, he shoots now. I mean, he's not Steph Curry. He doesn't jack up shots, but he's not.
What's his 3-point
He's
percentage?
probably a 35% 3-point shooter.
What's Ben Simmons' 3-point percentage? Because it says his free throw is 61. What's his 3-point percentage?
Bro, he barely
14,
shoots. Probably
14%.
for his
Yeah,
career.
so he doesn't shoot the ball. Yeah, he doesn't shoot threes. But if he okay, Giannis is one guy that we've said all this time is he's not a great shooter. But that didn't stop people from saying like he's looking at his greatness, looking at what he's able to do well. I think people gotta stop focusing on what he doesn't do good and start looking at okay what he can do to help the team. I'm not saying he's gonna have to pick up that percentage for sure. I like to see him at the free throw line about 70, 72%. And then I would like for him to, get more confident with that three ball. But we can't escape and not look at the things that he does good, the things that he's going to bring to Brooklyn. Can't overlook that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I said that he'll definitely help the Brooklyn Nets in terms of their perimeter defense. You know, him, Royce O'Neal, and some of the other pieces that they picked up. But I just want him to improve. That's all I'm saying. I don't want him to be just a player that came into the league and not because people are saying he's one of the laziest NBA players ever. Now
I
I don't
agree with
agree.
that. I agree with
You
that.
okay? Tell me why you agree with that.
Because he hasn't improved his shooting as far as what it needs to be. I'm not saying by all means Ben Simmons is, a guy that, has put in the work. Like he's been in the league for 4 years. I think what it is with him, he's been blessed with so much God given talent. And a person like that, it's easy for them to just, not work or to continue to put the work in. But I think him being with somebody like a Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, I think seeing them work every single day, I think that's going to probably motivate him to be a better version. I think so. So we'll see,
Yeah.
but I think he's gonna excel on this team because you got to think also like this. Katie and Kyrie all have targets on their backs. They all are on trial this year. So that can be somewhat of a bonding mechanism for all three of those guys to prove a lot of people wrong.
I'm looking at all NBA players who couldn't shoot, who were terrible or didn't want to shoot. You got Rondo, you got Rodman in the Bulls, you got Kenyon Martin could not shoot. You got Draymond Green, you got Tony Allen could not shoot. And Tony Parker, when he first got in the league, he couldn't shoot nothing.
Bruce, we're in a different era of basketball. Your favorite player revolutionized the game. Steph Curry has made the three ball so valuable that if you can't shoot, like, look at how we cook Westbrook. At least Westbrook attempts to shoot the ball. Now he misses them. I mean, he shoots them off the backboard, up on the shot clock, and other cases. Ben Simmons does not attempt to shoot.
Were you saying the same thing when he was in the Sixers?
Yeah, I wasn't on this platform, on this channel. So yeah, I wasn't even going on any channel. Like I was going on 76er channels and making my case. He doesn't attempt to shoot. Now, if you don't attempt to shoot, how are you gonna get better?
He
That's
never
true.
he never tried to shoot crazy when he was on LSU. So why did you guys draft him?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
They probably
that is a good
drafted him because
question. Why did y'all draft him, Bubba?
When he was in college, he was not shooting threes. He was doing basically the same thing.
I mean, organizations make mistakes. I mean, shit. Cleveland drafted Anthony Bennett. They didn't know he was gonna turn out like this. So it happened.
Yeah, I think what it was that they looked at Ben Simmons as um they look at Ben Simmons as all the positives. They looked at all the positives of like he's 6'10", or he can run the floor, or he's long, he's athletic, he can play defense. Like that's what they said. So I think that's what Philadelphia was looking at because
Right.
they were going to give him the team over Joel Embiid. They were talking about giving him the team whose team was going to be, but they ultimately chose Joel Embiid.
Yeah, because the first seasons of Embiid's career, he was hurt.
Right. So for you to get these awards, though, like, don't tell me that taking 180, that this guy is just terrible or this guy can't help. I don't want to hear that because he's in an elite company when you get awards like this. They were really, honestly, and I don't want to admit this, but the Sixers were just right there. If they have gotten past Toronto, I think they would have got to the finals. I think they would have beat Milwaukee, and they have to face Golden State. I don't know if they could have competed against Golden State. I think they could have competed against them.
You know
So
why? You know why Ben Simmons is not shooting because of the Sixers. Because you guys didn't force him to shoot. You guys.
Okay.
I remember a lot of people saying that I was saying going to places and I say, why is this guy not shooting? Leave him alone. He's a great player. He's passing the ball. He's what he need for the team, right? If Ben Simmons was drafted by Golden State, he would shoot the three.
Bruce stupid. He said, "It's because of you guys." Because
Yes, it's the
didn't
Sixers.
Markel Fultz go through the same thing?
Yep.
Who the hell is y'all shooting coach?
Exactly, Market Fultz on the Sixers. Thank you.
Dude got to the NBA and lost his ability to shoot. Say he had an accident and affected his
Marcus
shoulder
Fultz
or
is
something.
shooting threes now with Orlando. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's
Some
shooting
crazy
that. He's
story.
letting that ball go now. I don't know, man. James Harden looking suspect with that 6 I don't. Doc Rivers is like, I don't know. Daryl Morey. A lot of accidents waiting to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with what Pig and 180 just said. When you draft a player, you draft them based on potential. The GMs will feel like he's going to improve as the season progresses, but
Did you see potential of shooting? And I didn't see
No,
that.
that's
I was watching him in
what I'm
college. He was
saying.
not a shooter.
Pagan's not making no sense because he's saying you draft on potential. Okay, well, you thought again. He said that he thought Ben Simmons um, was going to improve his shooting. There was no indication that was going to happen, dude. And I don't think the Sixers really cared about that. I don't think the Sixers cared about his improved shooting up until what happened at that last moment with Atlanta. That was the last time
That's
anybody.
when they started to
That's
care. Yep.
exactly. That's the only time people started. Nobody cared about that. I'm telling you, before that situation, no one cared
bro,
about
with
Ben
him
Simmons.
not shooting the ball,
Bro, no one. I'm telling you,
bro, people cared.
maybe you Sixer fans care, but no, I kept hearing. And Bruce, tell me if I'm wrong. Only thing that people talk about is that play against Atlanta Hawks, where he passed the ball underneath the basket. But no one has talked about Ben Simmons like, oh, his shooting is so detrimental that it's going to affect his game.
The Sixers fans were babying Ben Simmons. When he's shooting free throws, I see Sixers fans like shh, shh, and then I see people in the crowd like trying to help Ben Simmons shoot. Like, come on, hold it like this, hold it like this. Come on.
Yeah, that was in the Washington series.
Yeah, yeah, Sixer fans didn't care about that. I mean, maybe certain ones would like to bring it up, but they just like, oh, that's just Ben being Ben. We'll work it out. We'll work it out because you almost won a championship with that same Ben Simmons. But I didn't ask you. Do you think that the Warriors did the best thing by not going after KD, Bubba?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because it would have cost them multiple players going. Probably 4 or 5 players must be involved in that deal because KD's a top max player, and you don't want that on your team with his drama and all his antics. You don't want that on your championship team because heading into the next season, you're trying to contend. KD's coming over there with a lot of drama, and as a championship team, you don't want that on your team. So they absolutely made the right decision. And you already proved that you can win a championship without him, so why go get him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact. That's a fact. So, do you think that though? What Let me ask y'all this question: do you guys think that the Warriors would have beat the Cavs if they had not gotten Kevin Durant after 2016?
Uh,
Honest question.
we will never know. I don't think they beat. If Draymond said they would not beat, um, they would not have beat the Cavs without KD. He already lost. He already lost his in his head already. So I guess he knows.
I mean, to be honest, I believe that too. I believe if they didn't get KD, LeBron was gonna win those 2 rings
Yeah,
because yeah,
I'm sorry. Everything is possible. Possible. So you know, everything is possible. I never thought that Dallas was gonna beat Phoenix in the playoff last year.
I don't think. I think yeah, things are possible, Bruce. But I also think that we gotta look at things. Are they likely? And if you look at just the situation that Kevin Durant coming to Golden State, what it did, it was a situation where they had somebody to offset LeBron. And I think them giving up that 3-1 lead psychologically messed them up. And I think Draymond knew that. So they needed
Yeah,
somebody to offset LeBron. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they would have been able to beat the Cavs. The way Kyrie Irving was playing, the confidence they would have came back the next year, I don't think they would
right.
have been able to beat them.
Even in that Christmas game they played that year, Kyrie was going crazy.
Yeah, Steph, that's his kryptonite, dude. Like Kyrie is Steph has problems dealing with Kyrie. That's the one player I noticed that Kyrie and Steph has problems with. So at that time, I just think that it would have been too much. I think LeBron would have came in there fresh, and then the role guys would have been playing great. So I think that's why a lot of LeBron fans don't like Kevin Durant either, because if LeBron wins those two championships, we're having a whole different discussion. We're
Right.
talking about now. You're talking about instead of 4-6, you're talking about now possibly 6-4.
Yeah, potentially.
Right.
I
So
don't, I don't know if it would be six because you would not have to go to the Lakers to win with AD. So there's no
Oh
way,
yeah.
there's no reason for it to be six.
well, I guess 5-5 or 5-4.
Yeah, 5-4.
So same as Magic Johnson, the record is Magic Johnson. So would he be considered have a better, stronger GOAT case?
To me, if he had only one loss, I would consider it. But you have four losses.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I might have considered putting him over Kobe. I might.
If he wins, I'm gonna be honest. So if LeBron wins, which he ain't gonna win a championship. I'm not gonna say never, but the chances are what's looking like is he's not gonna win another title. But let's just say he did. I would have to move him to number 3 on my list. I would have to put him in front of, and it hurts me to say this, I have to put him in front of Kobe.
LeBron is not top five for me, so I have no problem.
Where you have him at?
Six.
So you're your top 5.
MJ, Hakeem,
Wait,
Magic.
Hakeem's number 2?
No, not Hakeem, Kareem.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I heard Hakeem. That's why.
I heard Hakeem too.
Sorry, I meant Kareem.
Mm.
MJ, Kareem, Magic, Larry, Kobe.
You got wait a minute.
I thought you didn't like Larry.
No.
That was another guy.
When I first started there in the podcast, I had a discussion with a guy. I said,
Yeah,
Larry.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, Larry.
Yeah, the other guy didn't like Larry. He said LeBron was better, and Bruce lost his mind, and Bruce was like, they went at it for like almost an hour.
Oh my goodness.
He's still not back, Bruce, because of you.
I mean, it's okay. He is running like LeBron. So
Running from the last shot.
I mean, if I need someone to, if my life is on the line, I'm not taking LeBron over Larry Bird. Come on, man.
Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Not for a shot. No. No. No sir.
And people forget how physical the 80s and 90s basketball used to be. knock you out.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why Larry Bird was hurt. He was getting beat up. That's why he left basketball early. The Pistons, the Lakers, he was getting beat up.
yeah. That bat gave up on him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw footage. He was going back. He was going at it with Bill Laimbeer. They were like, you know,
And these guys were flying commercial, and the planes were so small, and their legs were killing them. And games were like back to back to back, not like here, like right now, where you have your private jet, massage. Now there's massage on the bench. There's this tool like the microphone on the bench. Come on.
See, this is why I respect those players so much because if you can imagine the medicine that they would have now and the technology and the equipment and all the luxuries that they had now, do you know how different they would be, like as far as athletes? It's not so much that these players are stronger, quicker, and faster, that they have the equipment and technology to be all that. They have the nutrition, they have everything. You give
The
those
shoes,
guys go ahead.
the shoes, the sneakers.
The sneakers, yeah.
right,
If you
right,
if you give those guys in the 70s and 80s this type of, accommodations, they'll be the same. They have the same opportunity, they have the same advantages.
right. Carmelo will probably never miss a game because he played like 5, 6 full seasons.
Yeah. Jordan played 9 seasons. AC Green, I think he had like a crazy amount of games he didn't miss for a consecutive amount of times. These were in the 90s. So,
Larry Bird was playing with terrible Converse. Terrible. Those Converse people wear to like a fashion statement. That's what he was wearing. But people forget
yeah,
that.
those shoes are trash. They had a
Yeah, they bad.
commercial. They had a commercial with Magic Johnson as if those shoes were just like the
Yeah,
best thing ever. I'm like, you can't be
Isaiah was in
serious.
that commercial too.
I'm like, come on, man. These shoes are horrible.
Yeah, no ankle support, no nothing.
I used to wear Converse in high school basketball practice in high school. I had some Dwayne Wade Converse though.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and I don't like the traction too. The traction
You
is
said you were like
trash.
what?
The traction on the Converse.
Oh shit.
yeah. So I cannot wait for Ben Simmons to prove people wrong this year. I'm gonna support Ben Simmons this year, Zion, all those people.
Ben Simmons is gonna be Ben Simmons. He's gonna get the ball,
Okay.
sprint to the free throw line, stop, and look for somebody to pass it to.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see that. I think he's gonna come back with a force. I think kind of like what Paul George did, how he came back. I think Ben Simmons gonna come back too.
I mean, don't you have Harris on your team? Did he do anything to against the Atlanta? What about the coach? Was it only Ben Simmons?
You said Tobias Harris,
Yeah, nobody's saying Sixers will never blame Tobias Harris. I wonder why.
because he's not
Bro,
that
I
important.
I've been on this channel saying I want Harris gone because you can't be the highest paid player and be the fourth, fifth option on the team. You need to bring something to the table. He shows up he's not consistent. He's not consistent enough. So yeah, I want him gone too.
You know what's with him? I think it is. I think he doesn't have a place like as far as in the offense. I think he gets I noticed with him and Embiid, he doesn't play well with Embiid. I've noticed that. I think he kind of is trying to find his niche in the offense.
Trying to.
Yeah, I think he's trying to find his niche. I think
Guess
go ahead.
guess who's gonna be defensive player of the year? Ben Simmons.
It could be. It could be possible. But
Bruce,
you
you
want
said
go
Bruce,
ahead.
you said Ben Simmons was guarding Kawhi?
Yeah, on that inbound, yeah, he was on Kawhi. Off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Yeah, he was on Kawhi.
Kawhi was going across the court, going to the corner, and B showed up, cut off Ben Simmons. Come on, man.
Yeah.
A screen was set though.
I was wondering how he ended up. I'm like, how did he end up over here that like that? He just ended up over there like without any restraint. I'm like, how did he get? And then he got the shot off. I'm like, how did he even get that shot off?
I was like, why is Embiid on the way of Ben Simmons? And then he went to the locker room to cry. I didn't see Ben Simmons cry. Okay.
Yeah, he was probably thinking like just how big of a dummy Joel Embiid was because Philadelphia, man, that was their
But
best
wait,
team.
Bruce, you think Ben Simmons is this lockdown defender?
Yes,
So
he's a
why?
Yeah,
better he's a better one-on-one defender than Giannis. Sorry.
I saw him. I saw him bother Jason Tatum too. I saw him somewhat lock up Jason Tatum.
Okay, so why did Kevin Herter drop almost 30 points in that game 7?
Because
The
you
shooter?
guys messed him up mentally. You guys
We
messed him
messed
up
him up, man.
mentally.
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
You guys destroyed the guy mentally. That's why I said if Ben Simmons goes to Golden State, whoo, he's a Hall of Famer.
No, we didn't destroy him mentally. The opponents destroyed him mentally because if you're at the free throw line in the opponent's arena and they're booing you, it gets to you. So he's not mentally strong enough to handle that. So you should be blaming him.
No, you should blame your coach. He's terrible.
Okay, let me. All right, BJ, I want to ask you this question, right? I want to take you back to the bubble.
Go ahead.
So Paul George, who's my favorite player, is playing like ass cheeks, playing like trash. And Lou Williams is also playing like shit.
Yeah.
Lou Williams is also playing like shit water. As a
Mhm.
coach, what is the adjustment that you make over there?
For Paul George,
Mm-hmm.
take him out the game.
And put who in the game?
You could have put Terrence Mann in. You could have put
Wait, was Terrence Mann on the team that year?
yeah, Terrence Mann was there. You could have gave Reggie Jackson more time for Lou Williams. I think Lou Williams. I think Doc Rivers had like a connection with Lou Williams to the point where he left him in a little bit longer than he should. When they had Reggie Jackson on the bench, they should have brought him in. Montrezl Harrell should have been subbed out too. I would have tried to bring in Joakim Noah, but
Yep. That's true.
But
Doc
bro,
Rivers
these
just Doc Rivers is just he just sucks, man. He's not a good. He's a motivator, but he's not a guy who makes adjustments.
bro, I'm not defending Doc Rivers, but like in the regular season, these are the
If you
guys
are,
that in the regular season, these are the guys that really helped us get to the number 2 seed. You know, the guys coming off the bench, Montrezl Harrell scoring like 19 points a game, and Lou Williams scoring 18 points. Like these are the guys that helped us. So why would I go into the playoffs and give Joakim Noah, who hadn't played any minutes for the Clippers,
That's not true.
what'd you say?
I said that's not true, but go ahead.
Okay, so why would I put this guy who hasn't played or who hasn't shown me anything over the guys who really got me here.
You want to
Okay.
go first, Bruce, or you
Yes.
go first? Go ahead.
Montrezl Harrell didn't want to be in the bubble. He was still mourning. He was
But
still
didn't
mourning. Noah wanted to win something before he leaves, and he was defensive player of the year. He could have got it out, right?
wait,
Lou
no, it was like
Williams didn't
36
want to.
though.
Lou Williams didn't want to be in bubble. He was thinking about chicken. So no.
But didn't everybody not want to be in the bubble? Because I remember after the shooting of Jacob Blake, the following day, most of the Clipper players said they didn't want to play.
I know they didn't want to be in the. I know that for a fact. The Clippers didn't want to be in the bubble, but
Right.
with Doc, I think with Doc, I'm looking at it just that he just. I think what happened is that he just let that team just run itself to the ground. I think he lets players coach instead of him actually doing the coaching. I saw that with the Celtics with the big three with Ray Allen, KG, and Pierce, and then Rondo. I saw that with them. Now I was like a little bit more like understanding because that's an older group, but then he goes to the Clippers, and I saw him. He had turmoil with Chris Paul and then Blake Griffin. Let that locker room run amok. He gets Kawhi and PG, and then PG has problems with Montrezl Harrell. So yeah, everywhere he's at, it's always some type of beef or some type of issue. Then you go to Philadelphia. I heard that Maxey and James Harden got onto it in the bench. So I don't think I've never been. I'm not a big Doc Rivers fan. I think he's overrated as a coach, and I think you're supposed to take like Ty Lue does when he saw. He'll take anybody out. It don't matter if it's your best player. It could be Kawhi, Paul George. I remember there was a game in the regular season where the starting five was not playing up to par. He subbed everybody out.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was against Atlanta.
Right. So you have to try new things. Like you have to be able to, dare to try, because that's how you're going to only give them confidence. Like when I played in high school, we had our high school coach, and he would have a habit of doing what Doc Rivers would do. He would
Trust his
have it.
guys.
Yeah, you can't say that they haven't had no time to play when you ain't give them a chance. How do you know that you don't have no real diamonds in the rough or no real dogs if you're not even putting them out there to eat? So you're actually setting them up for failure. You're actually setting them up to actually be in a bad situation because you're not getting the opportunity for them to really shine out there. Um, what's good, man? Gio Williams, what's up, man?
The person
Who are,
left.
who are these dudes, man?
Well, he
Uh,
just dropped a porn website. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm finna block these weirdos.
But bro,
Um,
you kind of hit on something that I want to touch on. So, bro,
yeah,
when
good.
Tyloo subbed all those guys, that was in the regular season, right? So after those guys got the lead back and he put his starters back in, like, bro, you gave these guys, like, you saw what these guys play like in the regular season, right? I don't
Mm.
think I don't think I don't think Noah played in the regular season for the Clippers. I didn't
Uh,
I didn't see him at all. So I can't really head into the playoffs and in desperation time just put you in there like that.
well, that's what practice is for. If you, I'm pretty sure he had them run 5-on-5 in practice. You ain't, I mean, even the third stringers get a chance to practice. Like, that's your time to earn your playing time. So my philosophy has always been you earn your playing time in practice. If you're busting up the first team, second team, holding your own, and you do it consistently in practice, you should be getting some burn in the game. You should be getting opportunity in the game. Because my whole point is, what in the hell does it do good for me to practice all day, all season, but not get in the game? So that's why I think again, coaches mess this up. they give him all this practice time in the practice, but they don't get a chance to put him out there in the game. So if he's saying he doesn't think Joakim Noah is ready, that's Doc Rivers' fault. Because you're the coach, you're supposed to get him ready.
All the great coaches, they help you psychologically. If
Right,
Phil Jackson was coaching the Clippers in the
right,
bubble, they win.
right, easily. If Ty
Wait,
Lue
but
was
but
coaching the
but
Bowl, they
how?
win.
Because Paul George is playing like trash.
Okay.
Montrezl Harris playing like trash. Lou Williams playing. Most of the players are playing like trash.
Because Paul George's problem wasn't his, and he had good games in that bubble. I
He
think
did.
we had a live on that. Paul George didn't play bad the whole time. It was just
Nah.
really there was a few games in the playoffs where he shot the ball, but he shot the ball well in a number of games too. But that kind of gets swept under the rug. But psychologically, you talking about the guy, the Zen master. You talking about the guy who's king of getting in his players' heads. He would have found a way
Because
to lock in everybody on that team. Because I feel like the Clippers again, they just didn't really respect Doc as far as a guy who was about X's and O's and schemes and stuff. You could tell they have a respect for Ty Lue.
I think Doc Rivers. Um, I don't think sometimes. I think that sometimes he treats those players as he's bigger than them, like inferior
Mm-hmm.
to them. Like
Mm-hmm.
Phil Jackson will sit down with you, talk to you. When I listen to stories by Shaq, Kobe, you know, Dennis Rodman. How come Dennis Rodman? How come Phil Jackson coach Dennis Rodman so well? And Dennis Rodman is mental. How come Phil Jackson coach Ron Artest or what is his name now? I forgot. World Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he knows how to. He will know what to. Sometimes you don't need X and O's. You just need a friend or book or watch a movie to distract yourself. Just get out of your head, right? Or the sage thing that he sometimes the players used to do.
Yep.
He could have helped Paul George.
He could
Trust
have.
me.
Right. Because Paul George's problem was strictly psychologically. It had nothing to do with anything tragic happening or anything that he just couldn't focus for a certain period. He could not focus in the bubble. So he could have helped Paul George. Lou Williams, I just think with him is he got caught up in that Magic City shit in Atlanta. So he probably just was just not there. And Montrezl Harrell wasn't there either.
Yes.
Right. Bro, my whole point is these guys didn't want to play. So if you're forcing me to go do something that I don't want to do, I'm gonna just go out there and do whatever and get it over with and go about my business.
Just like Ben Simmons,
Okay,
right?
yeah, you can say that. But yeah, so these guys going out there doing what they want, and at the end of the day, we turn around and blame Doc Rivers. I feel like that's a little bit unfair to him.
I don't. You know why? Because I've seen him do it too many times. I've seen him blow 3-1 leads. I've seen him lose control of his team, his locker room, and yet gets a job right away. So Doc Rivers or Glenn Rivers, he does this shit all the time. It's nothing
I'm not
new.
I'm not as hard as BJ on Doc Rivers. I think he's a good coach, but he needs to stop coaching like he's still a player. You
He needs
know,
to stop coaching. Period. I'm serious. He's taking a job away from a good. Do you know the guys who can really coach actually who don't have a job because he's taking up a coaching vacancy?
what was the guy named Lionel Hollins? I think he can coach. but I don't.
Yeah, Lionel Hollins, uh,
Man,
Mark Jackson, David Fisdale, dude from that used to be for the Cavs.
wait, you said David Fisdale? Hell
Not
no.
well, he's okay. No, but
Mm.
the dude from the Cavs, the one that he was with LeBron, who coached overseas.
David Black.
Yeah, him.
He can coach, man. I don't know why he's not in the league anymore. That's funny to me.
Yeah, he can coach.
I
He
mean,
got
Charlotte.
blackballed. He got
Charlotte need a
blackballed.
coach, so he can apply for it.
Charlotte doesn't have a coach.
Yeah,
They still don't have a coach.
they still don't have a coach.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't heard. You heard him getting a coach because I haven't heard anything.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. He's taking away opportunities from his
But come on, Doc Rivers is a top 10 coach
Uh,
where?
in terms
I
of
don't.
wins. I mean,
I don't.
he has a lot of wins though. In terms of
I don't
wins.
think he's a top 10 coach right now
No, no way.
No, I'm saying in terms of wins, the head coaches with the most wins. He's top 10.
because he's been coaching a long time. That's why
He's been coaching since I was 10 years old.
he's been coaching a long time, man.
That dude, that dude, man, has had some of the most talented teams ever, and only got one championship to show for it. Been coaching almost 20 years.
Man, he should have won a championship with those Blake Griffin, Chris Paul thing.
But
Yeah,
Blake
I
was
was
always
I
hurt.
was so upset when they blew that lead against Houston, and James Harden was on the bench. You let Josh Smith and Dwight Howard and Brewer, I think his name is,
hmm
kill
hmm
the Clippers, and Jamal Crawford was shooting all those bricks.
So isn't it Crawford's fault?
Why didn't he bench Crawford?
But who's he gonna replace him with? Crawford is your sixth man. Like this, the dude that comes in and
Six
gives.
men. See, you said it. 6 men.
But bro, this the guy that comes in and gives you instant offense.
No, he was giving instant bricks
Yeah,
that day.
so if you can't give me instant offense, then you need to sit down instantly.
Okay, so BJ, in that case, who was supposed to replace Crawford?
The starting shooting guard, which was JJ Redick? Was it JJ Redick?
Yeah,
I think so.
probably.
Yeah, there you go. There's your shooter right there.
But bro, he can't play the whole game.
There's a third stringer somewhere where he could just easily give him like a few minutes just for Redick to get his rest and then put him out there. Because now you're not even doing what you're quote unquote good at, which is giving me scoring. And once you hit the top of the backboard, the side of the backboard, it's time for you to go have a seat. You had a long day. Can't keep you out there.
Sixers have a team now. There's no excuse for this year, man. You have a team now. You have bench.
Oh yeah.
There's no excuse, man. You are loaded, in my opinion. You are loaded.
I mean, not that loaded, but
What? You got defense.
I mean, not as loaded as the Clippers. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, we already know that. We know that.
What's the big man who's gonna guard Joel Embiid in the Clippers?
Zubac.
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 yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Zubac will get yeah, he get
Zubac is
destroyed.
terrible, man. Zubac has no feet.
Zubac just walks around like he's uncoordinated a little bit.
He's the reason why the Clippers lost when Dwayne Ayton tipped the ball.
I remember that game. I was on a
Game one.
plane. I was on a plane when I found out that I was like, these dudes lost, and they lost those games by 2 points. I'm like, man.
If
I
Zubac
feel,
could stop Ayton, Clippers win. Come on, man.
I feel like that game the refs cheated the Clippers. because it was
They
like
cheat on the game too.
it was like 0.4 left, and they put about 0.4 left, and they put about 0.5 of a second back on the clock to make it 0.9. To make it, because if it's 0.4, you can't get a shot off. So they put it at 0.9, which is possible to get a shot off after the inbounds, and he gave the win to the Suns.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I just hope the Clippers get DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be huge for them.
You don't want DeMarcus Cousins on the Sixers?
I mean, if we can get him, I take it.
Mm.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins would be a good pickup.
Yeah, but I think we got Paul Reed, so I doubt they're gonna go for him.
I saw Darren Morey talking about James Harden today, or James Harden is ready, and James Harden is gonna be so good this season. James
Oh,
Harden helps with Montrezl Harrell,
yep.
so
True.
we'll see.
Yeah. And yeah, Bruce, one thing. You bashed James Harden for taking only 2 shots in the fourth quarter. Is it a fourth quarter? Second half, whatever. But you don't bash Ben Simmons for taking only 4 shots in the entire series in the fourth quarter.
James Harden is a shooting guard, and he's like
Ben Simmons is a point guard.
point guard is supposed to be pass first. So
Not always. Steph Curry's not pass first.
he's a combo guard.
Yeah.
The point guard on the Golden State is Draymond Green. Does he shoot the ball?
Nope.
Bro, he attempts to shoot. He misses them, but he attempts. At least he attempts.
Well, sometimes I say don't shoot.
With Ben Simmons, you're not even gonna say don't shoot because you know he's not gonna shoot.
Okay, so if I'm reading Ben Simmons stats and you don't know his names, 3-time All-Star, right?
Right.
And there was a year I think he was going to be Defensive Player of the Year, and he was robbed, in my opinion.
Okay.
So you don't want that player on your team?
That's the same thing on the Rudy Gobert resume.
Oh my God, Ben Simmons is
I'm
way
just being
better than Rudy
honest.
Gobert.
I'll just be honest. I'm comparing Ben Simmons to Rudy Gobert. Would you want Rudy Gobert on your team?
That's not the same thing with Rudy Gobert, man.
Rudy's 3-time All-Star, got 3 Defensive Player of the Years, has made all NBA teams, led the league in blocks, rebounds. Like
By default, they need a big in the All NBA team, so that's why they won.
okay. I mean, Ben Simmons is a good player. Like, don't get me wrong, but my thing is, I want players that are versatile. You know,
Ben Simmons is versatile.
he's not versatile offensively. I like 2-way players, just like BJ. How you like 2-way players? I like 2-way players as well.
I love 2-way players.
If you can get stops, but you can't put the ball in the cup, what's the point of getting
He
stops?
puts the ball in the cup in the post, layup and dunks.
He passed off an open dunk. Didn't you see that?
And that's
Draymond
what we
did it
remember
last
him by.
year. Draymond did it last year.
That's what we remember him by.
But his team won, right?
What?
The Warriors won that game when Draymond passed it.
Because Draymond had other great players. I mean, Ben Simmons didn't have any other great players. Oh, I'm sorry. Joel Embiid, supposedly.
Supposedly.
I mean, Warriors had a great coach. Oh, I'm sorry, Doc Rivers, supposedly.
Nah, I mean, okay. But yeah, he passed over an open dunk. You got Trey Young under the back. Lord have mercy.
So, how many points did the Sixers lose their game? Did they lose by 2 points?
Now we lost by 5, I think. I
So,
mean,
how is that? How is
I'm
that
not
Ben
only
Simmons
blaming
basket is the
I'm
only
not
thing?
I'm not only blaming Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid had a huge turnover. I'm blaming him too.
You know Ben Simmons choke on free throws. Why don't you bench Ben Simmons?
That's Doc Rivers' problem. He trusts his guys. That's what we saw in the bubble, and that's what we saw in this series right here. He trusts his guys, and that's a detriment to him because sometimes you have to try some things different. But
Trust the
it's
guys. He's the coach. Why trust the guys? He's the coach.
but those are his guys. Like those are the players he played the most. Like he knows them very well. And it's kind of tough to like give some like bench him like that. You're gonna hurt his confidence even more.
I saw Phil Jackson bench.
Michael Jordan? No.
I saw Phil Jackson say Scottie Pippen is not taking the last shot. Tony Kukoc is, right?
Right.
Okay. So I saw Popovich bench Tim Duncan.
No, he gave him a rest.
Okay. Well, Doc Rivers should have given Ben Simmons a rest. So Doc Rivers has a lot to prove this year. You've been
Hmm.
getting great result regular season, and you're still choking.
I mean, that's right. Yeah, he has a lot to prove. I agree with that.
How is he different than the guy who was there before?
Brad Brown?
Yes, you're still losing in the second round.
Brad Brown is something else.
Okay. What has he done better than Brett Brown?
Uh, we didn't get
Ex-
swept.
Exactly. You
No,
didn't
with
get
Doc Rivers,
swept.
we didn't get swept. With Brad Brown, we got swept.
Were you one game away, one shot away from the conference finals?
Mm, yeah. In game 7, yeah. Against Atlanta, yeah.
That's not one shot away.
I mean, when the game was tied in the fourth quarter with about, I mean, there was still time. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
But he'll prove it this year. I'm telling you, the 76ers will be in the conference finals, possibly the finals. And BJ, we still got the bet, right? After the Montrezl Harrell pickup.
BJ is sleeping.
Oh, yeah. All right, Bruce. So tell me, would you have benched Ben Simmons?
Yes, the whole fourth quarter. I don't know why you playing him. When you're leading by 5 or 4, I'll put Ben Simmons back. I
Even
saw
five.
I saw Doc Rivers bench DeAndre Jordan when he was Clippers coach. Why can't he bench Ben Simmons?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe he needed Ben Simmons' defense at that time.
Anyway, Ben Simmons is gonna do well, and the Nets is gonna be an All-Star, Defensive Player of
He's
the
not.
Year.
He's not gonna be an all-star.
Okay,
He's gonna take
that's
a.
good.
He's gonna take a way back seat in Brooklyn.
Okay, he's gonna be an All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive player of the year, I give you that. He
He's,
could.
he's gonna average almost a triple double.
Man, hell no.
Okay.
I mean, okay, that's possible. That's
Mm.
possible.
He's gonna get assists, giving the ball to KD and Kyrie. He's gonna get rebounds, and he's gonna score.
I don't see him averaging double-digit points because they got KD, Kyrie, Patty Mills, Joe Harris. They
Oh
got
yeah, there's Joe Harris. I forgot.
Yeah, he's coming back. They got a lot of scoring. TJ Warren, they got scoring.
Dang, Delo did.
Really? Because
Steph,
TJ Warren.
Steph Curry.
Right. Steph Curry. Yep.
Shh.
Yep. But TJ Warren hasn't played in like 2 years, so I'm kind of having a little doubts around him.
Just put him in a bubble, and it's gonna be MJ again.
Yeah, he was cooking in the bubble, but got swept. Empty stats. But yeah. So you see Brooklyn as top 4?
Yes. Ross O'Neal can defend.
Yeah.
You have Ross O'Neal and Ben Simmons on the team, defenders.
And who's protecting the rim?
Just get Dwight Howard.
Will they get Dwight Howard
Dwight Howard played with Steve Nash in the Lakers.
on Lakers? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it would be a great pickup for them because Nick Claxton, I don't think he's ready for prime time.
I think LaMarcus Aldridge may retire. Blake Griffin is not on the team.
Yeah, he's still a free agent. Still a free agent.
There's a spot for the Blake Griffin on the Clippers if he comes off the bench. So just go back.
I don't really think he would want to play for the Clippers. Cause when he got traded to Detroit at first, the Pistons were playing the Clippers and the owner was trying to shake his hand. What's his name? Forgot his name. He was trying to shake Blake Griffin's hand and he just ran to the locker room. He didn't want no parts of the Clippers owner. So I think they kind of have. I mean, maybe they settled their difference.
Hello, young Africa. BJ, wake up.
Man, somebody got to call him or something.
BJ.
Call his Instagram. He'll wake up.
Oh, man. Kawhi. That's interesting. It's only 9 o'clock over there in Cali.
Yeah, he be sleeping so early.
So it should be interesting. Are you a Eagles fan?
Yeah, but I'm not really into football like that.
Okay.
I follow basketball more. But I mean, when the Eagles won the championship like 4 years ago, like I was at the parade.
Oh, really? When are the Sixers gonna win a championship?
This year,
Okay.
the 76ers, and this year's NBA 76 season, so it all makes sense. We in the finals this year.
Yeah. Just like the Celtics did the same thing last year. What was it again? 18-19 championship? They had the T-shirts, everything.
Oh, they had the T-shirts. I didn't see that.
T-shirt of they're gonna win the championship. There was a guy who had the tattoo.
Yeah, I saw the tattoo guy.
Mm.
Yo,
So, oh yeah. I mean, you wanna championship was 83, right?
83. Yeah,
So next year it could be 40 years.
40 years. Yeah, so it makes sense that we winning that championship.
Dang,
Add it up. Add it up.
man. The guy was MVP is dead.
Moses Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace. Wait,
So
you said that team was a super team?
that 83 Sixers, yes. Come on,
Because I
man.
only remember Dr. J and Moses.
You had Moise Sheiks.
Oh yeah.
You, there's the white guy, I forgot his name, Bobby something. That team was loaded, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe that because I mean, you're not just sweeping the Lakers just like that. Like
You lost a couple of finals.
the
The-
Sixers.
Yes, you lost to Magic as a rookie, I think.
I mean, yeah, in '79, yeah, '79, not '80, because Magic came in the league in '79.
Didn't you play against Portland when Bill Walton was MVP? I think the Sixers played in the finals against Portland Trailblazers.
What year was that?
I don't know, 70 something. But Sixers are a good team. Lost couple of championships.
Dang.
I mean, when Moses Malone came to the team, Moses Malone was the best player on the team.
Yeah. Dr. J was old, right? Like 30,
I don't remember, but
35, something like that.
he was getting on.
Yeah.
And then the next year after you won, you drafted Charles Barkley and
Charles
you didn't
Barkley.
win.
Yeah. I mean, Charles Barkley's a loser.
What?
I mean, he can get his stats in the regular season, but in the playoffs, I mean, did he show up in the '93 finals?
Yes, you're just a better player. Yes, Bobby Jones. Thank you, Pagan.
Bobby Jones. I need to go check that championship out, though.
Yes, it showed up, but Kevin Johnson, they didn't have anybody to stop MJ.
Yeah, he
And
averaged like 40 points in that.
and the general manager of the Bulls loved Denmark Hurley. He was like talking about Denmark Hurley is so good, whatever, whatever, whatever. So that motivated MJ to play crazy. It was like, oh, you talking about Denmark Hurley in front of me? 76 Blazers. Yeah, that's probably it, Pagan. It was in 70s. I know Bill Walton was the MVP. Something.
Then Bill Walton is not a scrub like in the media.
No,
People trying to let him seem like
he was not a scrub. He was just injured all the time.
injured.
Injury
Yeah.
prone. He was the first AD.
He probably did more than AD.
Yeah, he won championship in college at
Yeah.
USCLA.
Yeah.
And he won his last championship in '86, I think, with Celtics as a
Celtics.
six man.
That Celtics team was so loaded.
Yes. That's why you cannot use this against Jordan. All right. So when those people said, "Oh, Jordan lost in the first round," he met the Celtics twice in the first round.
Right.
He was like the nobody thought Pippen was gonna be an Hall of Famer. He was on the bench.
Hmm.
It was basically Jordan and then an old Iceman. George Gervin was old.
Yeah. I think in one of those games, like he scored like 60, 62, 63 points.
Yes. That team was loaded, man. Danny Ainge was no scrub.
Yeah.
The guy who's the coach of the Pacers, I think he played that game too.
You said the Pistons?
He's a coach of the Pacers now. He was the Mavericks coach. I forgot his name.
Wait,
Is
Dwayne
it
Casey's the coach now.
no of the Pacers?
Pacers. Oh, I don't know.
What's his name? Oh my God. He won a championship with Dirk. He was a Maverick coach, and then
Oh, you
he
talking
left.
about Rick Carlisle?
Yes, he was on that team. And you have Larry Bird, you have Danny Johnson, Hall of Famer,
Kevin McHale.
Robert Parrish. Come on, man. Loaded.
Yeah, it was loaded. It was loaded. Like 4 or 5 Hall of Famer. It was loaded.
And in their prime. In their prime.
Yeah, you're not beating that team. Nah. So in both series, he got swept,
Um,
or he got a couple games in.
I think he got swept in '86 when he scored a 63. I think
Yeah.
that year he got swept. I think the Celtics swept him two times.
Damn.
And then he played against the Milwaukee Bucks when they had the what's that guy named Sidney Moncrief.
Uh-huh.
So all those things, I didn't watch those things. I just watched videos and I watched all those games. And Jordan was by himself.
Yeah.
John Paxson was not that good. A bunch of players, nobody remember their name now. Sam Vincent.
Yeah. And MJ took his team to the playoffs as a rookie.
Yes.
As a rookie,
Orlando Woodridge. Yep. Pagan. You know the basketball.
wait, he was on the Sixers or
No,
the
Orlando
Celtics
Woodridge
team?
was on the Bulls.
The Bulls. Oh, okay. Yeah.
BJ probably gonna leave and you're gonna be wake up in the morning and be like,
yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure he'd be doing. I mean, Ticket be doing that. He be snoring and shit on his lives, and people still be watching.
well, there's fantasies about everything these days.
Yeah.
BJ, can I hear me? I don't know his phone number, so can't call.
Or probably his microphone's on mute
Yeah.
because that's what happened the last time.
Microphone on mute this whole time? Uh, I don't know his Instagram. I don't think we can call him on Instagram.
Yeah, he probably asleep.
Are you still gonna be here? I'm thinking
No,
of leaving.
I'm about to leave too.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, man.
Good luck to your Sixers. We're gonna talk about it, and I think you have a bet for the Cavs
Oh yeah,
with BJ.
yeah.
I mean, they're talented. They look talented and dangerous, but we'll see.
Danger. I mean,
I
yeah.
don't. I don't think the Cavs are better than the Sixers if James Harden play like he's supposed to.
Oh, James Harden's gonna play good. I have faith in him.
Okay.
I have
I
faith in
mean,
him.
he always play good in the regular season.
Yeah,
I
but this.
live in Houston, okay, so I know.
So
Okay.
wait, how come you never liked the Rockets?
Uh, I don't. I'm not a James Harden fan. He doesn't play fundamental basketball to me.
I mean, yeah, and dribble, dribble, dribble.
If he doesn't have the ball, he doesn't do anything else on the court. I don't remember seeing James Harden screen a lot. He doesn't cut. Does he cut for people
B-
to person to give him the ball?
barely.
He's just when he doesn't have the ball, he's just staying in the corner. That's one of the reasons why the Lakers beat them that year when they had Westbrook.
Yeah, in 2020.
Westbrook would cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
But James Harden just staying there. I don't know if he does he cut in the Sixers,
Barely.
you know, and I know Embiid could give him the ball, right?
Right.
If Embiid is posting and then James Harden cut to the basket, Embiid would give him the ball.
Give him
I
the
don't
ball.
see
Yeah.
him cut those that do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, what is it? What's his name? Maxi?
Yeah, Tyrese
Maxi
Maxey.
cut. I see him cut all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you Maxi and James Harden they're gonna fight this year again. Okay. I'm not wishing that,
Yeah.
but I can see it happening. But your Sixers has a chance to win, man. It's either the Bucks or the Sixers. That's the conference to win.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be the year that MB makes that jump. You said he's not serious the last time. He'll show you
Mhm.
he's serious.
I mean, he started to get serious when he hit that shot against the Raptors. I remember
Yeah.
when he hit that shot against the Raptors, and he was still wearing that mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Oh, Embiid is serious this year. If he had help, ooh, you didn't have help in the playoffs last year. You didn't have help.
Yeah. Real help.
James James Harden was passive. Only Maxi was doing his best, but he's still young.
Yeah. The second year.
James Harden and Harris have to bring it in the playoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they'll probably have PJ Tucker starting.
Ooh, good luck with that. He's gonna stand in the corner to shoot threes. Okay.
But
He was missing them in Miami last year, but okay, go ahead. Good luck. I
yeah.
think I think Sixers got PJ Tucker to have secret about Giannis.
Yeah, that could be true.
It's to have secret about Giannis and to guard KD.
Wait, you think he can guard KD?
Uh, wasn't he bothering KD?
Yeah, he did. But I mean, KD was still getting 49 points.
Uh,
It wasn't really having Impact.
It's easy to defend KD. Just give him the ball. He's gonna stand in the corner and try to shoot over you. That's all he does. He doesn't really move.
But his length, though, that length.
Well, Tatum didn't care about the left.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, Tatum got length too. PJ Tucker like 6'5". Tatum 6'8", 6'9". And KD 6'10".
Oh, okay. Wait, isn't Tatum taller than Wiggins?
Yeah, he's probably an inch or two.
And he let Wiggins shut him down like that? Man.
But Wiggins is quick though, and Tatum moves slow, kind of slow. And like you said, his handle's not good.
Okay. Watch. If Ben Simmons play terrible this season, I'm gonna be hard on him. You think I'm not hard on him? Okay. You'll see.
No, you don't give him that same energy you give Tatum.
He didn't play. He didn't play last year enough for me to give him energy. He didn't have energy to play. He didn't have energy to play. So
okay, but when he passed that open dunk, you said he be getting dunks. When he passed the open dunk, you said that was cool. He
I
shot.
never said it was cool. I said, okay, that's true, but he's not the only thing, the only person to blame for the loss.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Yes, I agree. That was terrible.
Okay.
But but how many minutes was left in the game?
When he passed it, I can't really remember.
See?
Yeah.
But we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go, man. BJ is gonna wake up 2 hours later and like, oh man, I'm still here.
All right, man.
All right. Later.
Have a good night.
You too.